Smartphone addiction. When was the last time you went more than 10 minutes without looking at your smartphone? When was the last time you got in bed and didn't spend at least 20 minutes grazing through social media over your phone? Smartphone addiction is a problem in today's society. It has become a huge part of our daily lives and has had an effect on people's time management because they spend too much of their time looking at pointless things on their smartphones instead of getting done what they need to get done. It's affecting how people interact with each other and making our brains lazier. People are becoming too dependent on smartphones in their daily lives, and something needs to be done about it. Smartphones have become the most prevalent in high schools and on college campuses. It's very rare that you will find a college student who doesn't own a smartphone. You see it everywhere you go on campus, a student looking at his phone, whether they're in class, at the gym, on the food line, or even just talking to each other. It's all over the place.
The smartphone addiction is real, or at least that's what teens and parents are saying in a new report that just came out. According to a poll by Common Sense Media, 50% of teens feel they are addicted to their smartphones. The poll also found that 59% of parents agreed that their kids are addicted as well. Over 1,000 parents and their children were interviewed for the poll. At the same time, 27% of parents felt that they're addicted to their smartphones.
According to another study done on 1,000 people between the age of 18 and 34, 87% of millennials say their phones never leave their sides. The first thing that 80% of millennials do every morning is reach for their smartphones, and 78% spend more than 2 hours a day texting, surfing, talking, and tweeting on the web. One would think that young people use their smartphones more often than those who are older. Studies confirm this at a giant rate. More than 7 in 10 young smartphone owners check their device a few times an hour or more often, including 22% who admit to checking it every few minutes. That contrasts with 21% of smartphone owners who are aged 65 and older who check it a few times an hour or more, with a very tiny 3% of that older age group checking it every few minutes.
Really?
Really?
So why can't young adults and teens ever put their phones down and interact like normal people the way their parents used to? What happened to the days of eating dinner without checking Instagram every 2 minutes? People's addiction to their phones has really affected basic human interaction and forming relationships with new people.
Having those cell phones next to the bed, Tom, has been clinically shown to disrupt sleep. More than anything, people start to feel agitated and moody when they can't put the phone down.
So just having it next to the bed, even if it's on vibrate or silent or whatever, it's been shown to...
Because think of it, most of our smartphones, they ding and make other noises that will actually lift us up out of deep sleep in the middle of the night when those notifications are coming for emails or social media. The other thing is just the temptation to look at it. The blue light from the smartphone or tablets actually keeps us awake and suppresses our ability to fall asleep.
Wow. Having the world's information at our fingertips is making our brains lazy. Researchers at the University of Waterloo found that people who use their phones to find information tend to react from a gut instinct rather than analyze facts and data. Whether smartphones actually decrease intelligence is still an open question, but researchers believe that when we turn to our phones for problem solving instead of using our brains, we're speeding up the process of deterioration on our minds that is supposed to come with aging. Overall, smartphone addiction may not be as serious as an addiction to drugs or alcohol, but it is an addiction nonetheless. Part of it is the society we live in today and the advancement in technology, but people should still have more self-control. It is a real issue in America today, and one that is only going to get worse as the years go by, as each generation is going to become more and more lazy and more reliant on their smartphones. It has taken us away from normal human interaction and communicating with people in a friendly and professional manner. Hopefully one day we can learn to limit how often we use our smartphones and put better use to our time, but right now that day seems far, far away.